What's going on, guys? Back for another episode here. Today we are working on the Megalo. My truck is dirty, but it is full of stuff that we are going to be cutting up to hopefully finish this panel. So I'm actually heading up to my shop now. Got to clean it up a little bit. I actually brought the shop vac to vacuum up all the metal shavings that have been sitting on the Megalo for what seems like 500 years now. But we're going to hopefully get all these holes drilled out in this new acrylic top. Kind of get everything beveled out, and then hopefully by the end of this video we will see the art and the buttons and the sticks and everything set together on the actual Megalo panel. So let's go ahead and get up there and start sweating.
Alright, it was way too hot in my shop to go out there today, so it started raining anyway, so we're back here at the house. So basically what I did is I took our piece of 1/8 acrylic actually underneath this, and as you can see I kind of outlined everything with Sharpie, what we need to drill. We don't need to drill these because these are only going to be for the joystick mounts on this part. So really right now we're just going to be drilling these 6 holes here, the joystick holes start for both sides, and then these panel mount holes here. So it's going to be a long process, but just like when I did the Cuphead builds, we're going to put the drill here. We're actually going to go backwards to kind of just get our hole through the plexi, and then once we have our hole that's big enough for our Dremel bit to get in, we're going to go ahead and get in there and Dremel out to the same width of this. And I have the tape here to kind of hold everything together while we do this, to make sure everything lines up perfect. So we'll go ahead and get drilling on this. I'll kind of show you some progress shots as we get through them. Alright, so we have our first hole done. You can see here all the plexi dust that kicks up. But basically we take our little hole here, we take the Dremel and kind of Dremel it out or widen it or whatever it is. And then basically what we're looking for is once it's done, you'll have enough room for the button to come through with the nut on it. So we've got quite a few more to go. So I'm going to keep at it, and then we'll pick this back up once all these are drilled. And then the fun part is we can actually assemble with the art the actual control panel. Alright, we are making progress. We are halfway done. We've got our player 1 and 2 start done, our joystick hole, as well as our 6 buttons here. So, a lot of work. This has taken me probably about 45 minutes to get these done. So we got to come over here now and look at our other 6, actually 7 pilot holes and drill those out to fit the buttons. And just so you guys can see here, the buttons kind of just drop in there. Oh, sorry. Kind of drop in there, and then they'll fit flush there. So once we get these last 7 drilled, we will go ahead and peel off and actually start assembling the control panel. Alright, so we are all drilled out. So now I'm going to go ahead and peel the cover off, line up the art, kind of see what that looks like, and then if everything lines up, we'll go ahead and start cutting the art. Alright, we can see we have our clear acrylic on top here, started to cut some stuff out. See, everything's going to line up. So now what I got to do is take the X-Acto knife, go through, cut the rest of these out, and as I cut them out, pop the buttons in, pop the stick in, and we'll kind of make sure that everything's lined up, and we'll pick it up once everything's mounted. Alright, so after all that work and all that dremeling, here is the panel as it sits. Not 100% done, this is still our test print, but I got to go to Ace and pick up some finish washers to kind of mount the front of it here. And the back mounts here, and that actually mounts onto the Megalo, the over panel. So get that going, but yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a good start, but I'm gonna stop at Ace here in a little bit, pick up some finish washers, and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, we're just doing the finishing touches here on the panel. I'm starting to put the finish washers and the M4 bolts kind of in there, but I got to finish drilling through the metal panel here. We just put one here, but basically just got to finish up these bottom ones here and get everything mounted. The top ones are actually going to be using a little bit longer of M4 bolts. If I can get my fat hand in here. I'm going to use some spaced M4 bolts, going to hold those down. And then this thickness will go through the plexi and the polycarbonate and then down to the threaded part here. So we'll go ahead and finish getting these in here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so here is the finalized panel with all of its finish washers and all the hardware and everything installed, and it actually came out really nice. I'm happy with it. We do have some stuff to clean up on the bottom, but we're going to check that out actually on the next episode when we deal with wiring. So we're actually going to be using JST connectors, actual decent wire and everything. We're going to do it the proper way, but this came out really well. This was kind of the biggest, believe it or not, the biggest thing that we had to build for this control panel to take effect. So before we install it, we have a little bit of the art kind of hanging out, so I'll take an X-Acto blade and kind of cut that, and then I always take some sandpaper and kind of just dull the edges of plexiglass. So when you get it cut usually by Lowe's or whoever. It's always got a sharp edge on it. So since this is where your hands are going to be going, I don't want that to be, you know, catching people on their hands and wrists and stuff. So we'll go ahead and dull that edge just a little bit with some sandpaper to make that a little bit more safe for everybody to play on. But overall, really happy with it. We got our sticks here. You can't see the screws because they're actually on the piece of polycarbonate here. We got our buttons there. The plexi's nice and cut. We got all of our hardware done there. So it actually came out really, really well. So I'm really, really happy with this guy.
All right, so that is going to do it for this episode. We are officially done building the control panel. Now, the next episode that we pick up on, we're going to be dealing with the control panel wiring, making sure that we have enough room for the harnesses to kind of drop down to where the PCBs are going to be sitting. So we are going to be using Brook PS3, PS4, PC encoders. They work really well. I have those actually in my my Chulix. If you want to look through my other videos, you can kind of see how I installed those. They've been working perfect for me. So since we're going to be mostly running PS4 on the Megalo at Flippin' Great Pinball, we'll just go ahead and use those as well. So as always, guys, I do appreciate it for you guys hanging out, for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. We will catch you next time when we deal with wiring, which is everybody's favorite subject. So luckily I got a new crimp tool that we're going to try out, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.